Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. Now today we're looking at that old thorny topic of children and mysterious births and all of that. In particular, we are looking at Lilibet, and the reason we are doing this today with the Guardian of the Night Tarot is because all roads are leading to Colorado at the moment. A lot of chatter around and about on social media about Colorado. Now, the first source, as far as I'm aware, of this chatter has come from Paula M, who's a YouTuber, and Paula M has pointed out that the identifying number on Lilibet's birth certificate, first of all, I don't know if this was spotted by Paula M or someone else, is the wrong kind of number. It has too many digits. That's a bit of a strange mistake on the birth certificate, allegedly, because as far as I understand, the numbers on birth certificates are standardized across all the states in the United States. So that's just by the way. But apparently, according to Paula M, the number, the estate identifying part of the number, excuse me, identifies Colorado as the birth state and not California. Now, that reminded me of a story that Bookworm 2 has told on her YouTube channel numerous times of how some time ago she was pointed in the direction of a custody dispute in Colorado. It was anonymized, the parties were anonymized, so she never got anywhere with it as far as identifying who was actually involved. But the case turned around, as far as I can recall, turned around a young student who had not only acted as a surrogate for a couple, but also, as far as I can recall, she had donated her own egg for the purposes of the surrogacy. She had then decided that she didn't want to hand over the child. She had been living with the couple. She had gone back to her parents in Colorado where the baby was born. And then there was a custody dispute. And according to this story, and it is just a story, and we don't know who the people were who were involved in this court case, the father, the husband, and the couple was okay with the student keeping the baby girl and having visiting rights, but the wife was having none of it. She wanted full custody, full guardianship, parentage rights, and so that was the gist of the dispute. Now, Megan has just posted her love board with a lot of rather strange pictures on it that have, if she was trying to shut down certain kinds of rumors about how the children came to be, she's failed, because a lot of people have been scrutinizing the pregnancy photos and so on. And some people who were firmly in the camp of nothing to see, nothing strange, are now in the camp of all very strange and all very suspicious. So I'm just saying, it seems time to look at this Colorado story with the Guardian of the Night Tarot. We're going to ask where possibly Lilibet was actually born. Was it California, as we have been told, or was it Colorado, as now is speculated? We're going to ask whether there was some sort of dispute around her birth. We're going to ask Harry and his genetic involvement, his biological involvement in Lilibet's birth, and his attitude if there was a custody dispute. Hypothetically, his attitude, Megan, her biological connection to the child Lilibet, and her attitude to any custody dispute. I'm going to ask if there was hypothetically a young student involved, or birth, mother and surrogate and egg donor. Tell us about her feelings in any alleged custody dispute. And we're going to ask outcome for Harry and Meghan, just generally, and if Lilibet shows up in the outcome. And same thing for the alleged birth mother / surrogate. outcome for her and also for Lilibet. I'm not going to read directly on Lilibet in this situation. It doesn't seem right. But of course, as she gets older, you know, this kind of speculation is out there. So that's where we're heading today. Very important that I remind you, this is just a tarot reading for fun and entertainment purposes. It is all speculation. It is all my opinion. I just read energy here around rumors like this Colorado story. There is a disclaimer in the box below, and please read it. Please do your own research. Please form your own conclusions. Please remember that an innocent child is involved in the story. Much like Harry has always had a shadow over his birth circumstances, his parentage, it looks like Meghan and Harry's children, both of their children, might have to live with the same stigma, which is rather unfortunate in my opinion. So there we have it. I'm using these cards today, the Guardian of the Night Tarot, because I'm hoping that they're going to help me identify California versus Colorado. I'm hoping. They're very big fat cards, as you can see. They're not really fitting very easily into the space that I have here, but there they are. Let's go. Let's see what's going on. We've got the Six of Pentacles in reverse as our underlying energy. Pentacles can represent genetic material, donated genetic materials, shall we say, in certain circumstances. I'm getting that idea with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. It's a quid pro quo, charity kind of a card. But when it's upright, it's fairness. It's you get what you expect to get out of a situation. When it's in reverse, somebody may be taking more than they're entitled to out of a situation. I don't know where to put it. So we're gonna let it hover here on the sidelines. Well, on top of everything. We can't really see it. Doesn't matter. We know what it's telling us energetically. It is the underlying energy of this reading. Let's dig into the reading proper and see what the cards have to tell us about this rumor that just doesn't go away and wasn't helped by what I'm reading on social media, the comments that I'm reading on social media by Meghan and her love board on her 7th wedding anniversary. She seemed to be the only one celebrating that wedding anniversary. But anyway, we read on that yesterday. Today, whole different story. Lilibet and the mysteries of her birth. 9 of Swords. And that's worry. Sleepless nights, stress. Something, how those swords are hanging over that poor polar bear. And so that is kind of the sword of Damocles hanging over somebody who might have done something. We're going to put on the allegedly switch here, and it's going to flash away over this reading. Somebody who might have done something, but instead of getting away with it, maybe, this is how the energy is coming through for me, somebody might be feeling that at any moment that sword could fall, or even in this case 9 swords could fall. And it's very stressful. So we're not in an easy energy here. Let's just put it like that. There is something to be worried about, something to toss and turn over at night, something that's ongoing source of stress. So let's have a look at Lilibet's birth circumstances. First of all, I want to know where she was born. Was she born in California, as we were led to believe, or was she born in Colorado, as people are now speculating she might have been? Hopefully we're going to get a big giant clue here. We've got a King of Cups in reverse, and we have a thingy whale, killer whale. A very unfortunate story. I'm trying not to notice that it's a killer whale because of what's going on with them orcas in the world right now. That's the ocean, right? It's not the kind of animal that I was hoping would show up or symbol, but it's ocean, and it's a crown, and it's in reverse. That tells me not ocean. And of course, California very famously hugs the Pacific. Colorado does not. So I think what the card is telling us is not California. That's my opinion, of course. Reading energy, and it's all for fun and entertainment. Was there some sort of legal dispute around her birth, birth circumstances? Or was it all sweetness and light? There was spin, in my opinion. We have the Magician card. Magician is, what magicians do is they perfect various sleights of hand. Look over here, not over there. While you're looking over here, something is happening over there that the magician doesn't want you to see. There's misdirection. So we have not California, and we have misdirection energy with the magician. We have a story that is being spun, a story that is being told by the magician that is spin, in my opinion. So I do think it's not a dispute energy, but it is giving me, you can't help but feel that when you have magician energy show up, it's giving me misdirection. Okay, let's look at Harry. First of all, I want to know Harry's biological connection to Lilibet, actual biological father. We're going to just ask that question. I think we're entitled to ask these questions. I've got the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. It's quite a strange energy. It's quite connected to the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. 5 of Pentacles is being left out or excluded. So if the card was upright, I would struggle to find energy connecting him biologically to her, but it's in reverse, wanting to be included. I'm getting strange vibes from this. I'm getting such disconcerting energy from this. How I'm going to read it, and this is just me, an energy reader, a tarot reader. I'm speculating wildly. How it reads for me is that technically, biologically, she might not be his child, but he might want to believe that she is. Or might have been told that she is. There's always been speculation around Harry and fertility issues due to unfortunate circumstances when he was a young boy, which we needn't rehash here. Even though he was quite happy to read about unfortunate person, well, not unfortunate, but just very intimate circumstances around his brother, we won't be as crass here. But there is speculation here in this 5 of Pentacles. He might have been told something that's not necessarily true, but he might really want to believe it. That's how it's reading for me. As I say, there are potentially questions around actual physical, biological paternity, DNA. How, if there was hypothetically a court case around custody, we are in hypothetical scenarios here for legal reasons. How would Harry have felt about the situation? Would he have been happy to let the alleged birth mother keep custody and have visiting rights? There are rumors that Harry is in a similar situation already with one of the girls he hooked up with allegedly in Las Vegas, that there might already be a somewhat older child that he has visiting rights with somewhere else in the United States. Also rumors about such a child in the UK, in Windsor, with a birth mother. So Harry has form for this kind of scenario according to rumors. Hypothetically, how would he have felt about the situation? I've got the 4 of Swords and it's in reverse. 4 of Swords upright would be more of an inclination of just let it go. I will just disappear from this scenario and hide away from it. But it's in reverse in this circumstance. If this was were to happen, as has been rumored, he would possibly have been forced into a situation, a public dispute, where he would have felt very uncomfortable. He would rather have withdrawn from the dispute than push forward with it. That's how I'm reading that 4 of Swords in reverse. Let's look at Megan and her biological connection with Lilibet, her alleged daughter or her legal daughter. I've got the 4 of Cups and it's in reverse. It's weird that they both have energy of nah. The Four of Cups is rejection. And cups are months and pregnancies, very much. The womb as the cup that holds. And even though the Four of Cups upright is a rejection, so a womb that would reject potentially, in reverse you might read that a little bit differently, but I'm reading that reversal as a very emphatic rejection energy of the womb not being able to stay the distance, put it that way. I think I've said enough. Let's move on to her potential attitude. If there were a custody dispute, hypothetically, how would she feel? What would be her angle? What would she be pushing for? Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a good outcome. It's a child energy as well. She wanted the good news. It's not vicious energy. It's not that kind of energy, but how I'm going to read this, and this is my personal energy reading, this is my personal opinion. The Page of Wands is PR. And who do we have already in this reading but the king of PR, the magician, the spin meister, the magician. Page of Wands is a very useful card if you want to start an Instagram account featuring your children, especially a girl called Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor, a blonde girl with blue eyes. Very useful. Very useful, as I say, for social media. Very useful if you were wanting potentially at some stage to bring out a range of children's clothes, that kind of thing. All very useful. I would think that would be quite a strong motivation to have the child actually accessible to you mostly, or somehow that you have access to the child. That's there's some very, very weird energy on this tarot table today. Let me just tell you. If there were a hypothetical birth mother, young student, according to the rumor, let's just ask about her. Just generally, tell us anything you want to tell us about her. Broken-hearted. Very, very sad card. I'm feeling very emotional when I hold that card. The story goes, the rumor goes, that we will probably never get to the bottom of, but I'm going to say allegedly she lived in Montecito to start with till she fell out with Madam and then went back home to Colorado. That is the story. That is pure speculation. It's unsubstantiated rumor. Three of Swords, heartbreak, betrayal, grief. It's probably the most difficult card in the tarot because that sword goes straight through your heart and it's very hard to recover from that kind of pain. How about, so let's move on from it. How about her position if there were, hypothetically speaking, a legal dispute around custody? What was going on for her? Nine of Cups in reverse. This is a devastating energy. It's a pregnancy. It's coming to full term, the Nine Cups. Very much a birth kind of energy. Wish fulfilled upright. Hopes dashed in reverse. I think we get the energy of this alleged young girl. I don't think we need to ask any more about it. Let's move on to outcome for Harry and Meghan of this situation. Where is it going to go? And if Lilibet shows up in this and their relationship with Lilibet later on as she grows up, that's fine. I'm not asking specifically, but I'm opening the door to it if it wants to show up. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is a very, very negative outcome for them. This could be kicked out of the line of succession because 10 of Pentacles for me is very much the line of succession card in my royal readings. It's the future. it's being passed down from generation to generation, being kicked out. And it's been kicked out because pentacles are DNA in this context. It doesn't stack up. The birth circumstances may not stack up. Kicked out of the line of succession. All of them, potentially, with that Ten of Pentacles. How about this alleged birth mother, this young girl? Her outcome, I guess she's been silenced with an NDA and dire threats. And I assume paid off. Or where is it heading for her and possibly her relationship? Well, Five of Wands, there might be some sort of dispute at some stage. Five of Wands is very much a dispute card. Interesting. Conflict. There's conflict usually within a team. People who contest against each other, who shouldn't be contesting against each other, or are testing themselves against close family members, workmates, that kind of thing. That's dispute energy. It's the first actual sign of dispute energy I've got in this reading. She might reopen this at some stage. She might just feel, if circumstances with Harry and Meghan change, or the royal family change, she might just feel that it's worth giving it a whirl to get herself out of an NDA or something like that. I'm just going to ask for clarifying energy. Would it be something like, for instance, the royal family? Someone in the royal family might, I don't want that card, I haven't finished asking the question. Royal family might help her out, or parents, or what's the circumstances of that conflict that's showing up? We're just going to check. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Pentacles is wife energy, but it's coming along as royal family vibe, because there's that crown. There's that crown. It's in reverse. I don't really want to point fingers at a potential future Queen of Pentacles in the royal family. I don't think it would be as direct as that. She might herself be a Queen of Pentacles. Earth sign, kind of. It's the Earth Mother energy, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It might come from later on in her life, where she feels in herself, she feels incomplete. She might have, I'm going to say, mental health problems around the situation, something like that. I don't want to dig in too much. I don't want to dig in too much to that Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Let's just say, I think I need to just leave it. It's shown up on the tarot table. We're going to leave it there. You can speculate yourselves about what that energy might mean. I think I've speculated enough in this reading about this very strange story. It's a disturbing story for me personally. I find it very difficult to read on this topic. And so I'm going to love you and leave you, and thank you very much for watching.